So I met up with my friend, and he was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" You know, I was like, "Yo, you won't believe this, man. I was just driving, man. I saw this hawk, or it was like a peregrine or falcon, something. It was a raptor, right? It was a big bird. I saw it, and it had two mice, one in each claw, and it was just flying over the highway. And I saw that right before I met you up. He was like, "Damn, that's crazy, man." I'm like, "Shit." And he started talking about like nature, and we start talking about predators, and we start talking about like just like cycles of life that happen and everything, and like how everything in life is violent but it's beautiful and different things, and I was lying. Like I didn't see a hawk. I just drove there. It was pretty mundane. I didn't want, like, I don't know. He asked me what's up, and I was like, I don't want to tell you, like, I just drove here, like, and it was super silent in my car. Like, oh, let me tell you something funny. Let me tell you something crazy.
I stay true to God and the goons since we were babies in school. Back when my father told me the price of my hands and the burden of my name, and told me only fools go cursing at the rain. I went and expanded my range. My hands rugged and calloused and tatted like my forebears. I'm in the forest with 4 bears, 9 wolves and an owl. I banged the war drum and all I'm missing is a scowl. The sun kissed me and rewarded me with power. Another layer for my skin, another thing to bury deep. Like I said, I stay true to God and the goons since we were babies in school.
A lot of times when I'm driving, I'm just on autopilot. Like I'm not getting into accidents or nothing, but I'm not paying attention. Like my thoughts are like elsewhere. I'm always like, when I'm in my car and I'm by myself, like I'm brooding. I'm just like thinking, and I'm driving. I'm just like, I start thinking, and yeah, a lot of my inspiration just comes from like the fullness that I have when I'm by myself. Because when I'm by myself, I feel like everything could distract me, but nothing could distract me. Sky, that baby.
I'm counting columns. The price tag made of copper. I'm keeping waste from a copper. I sleep with my face in the water. My sleeves laced with some chocolate. It's prawn in my belly. I got the rage of my father. I'm off the deep end on charter. I'm off the charts cause I'm polished. I turn the knob but I'm modest. They ask for the art, then I drop it. They want my soul but I got it. Can't talk God to the goddess. So that's a bitch and the problem. I see the sky fall like I caught it. We always recording. Fuck it. This tremors in my stomach, I'm starving, but I'm not an artist, I'm a monger. This hunger could last forever if I let it. Like thumbs across the records, I'm a specter. Stuffing colors on the spectrum, singing to a speck of dust like fucking expectation. I'm better, and anything they do, I do it more clever. Put that on my neck and it's defenders. Me and my dogs is next level. Out the kennel, manipulating the weather.
I think my first poems were like really like chaotic. They had no form. There was no like definitive subject. It was just words being thrown around. Do I remember what it was? I know I spoke about a girl in it. I think that's the only thing I remember. But I don't know. I remember it was really jumbled. Like I was talking about a girl, and then all of a sudden I was talking about breakfast. I always wanted to just like, well, I've already done it, but like burn all my art. Like I've done that for a couple times. Like I just burned all my art. And I was like, oh, it's so good. It feels so good. You just burn everything, It was like pieces that like I was really proud of, and I was like, oh yeah, like people are gonna like this, like just burned all of it. I think it'd be nice to like be attached to my things, but as long as I have my hands, I can always make something new. It's like the day I stop the day my hands stop working, that's when I'll save my artwork. Like I don't really feel like there should be an attachment to art, or the art that I make personally.
Take that.
my mother told me this story, because I have two brothers, an older brother and a younger brother. When my first brother, when my older brother was born, my mom came home from the hospital and everything, and my grandpa asked her, like, what color is the baby? It's like, oh, it's the mom's color, you know? And he's like, oh, okay, good, you know? And then when I was born, it's like, what color is the baby? It's like, oh, it's the mom's color. Oh, okay, good, you know? I was just like, my little brother born, like, what color is the baby? I was like, oh, it's the dad's color, because my dad's dark skin. And he was like, fuck. Because I don't know why. I don't know, because he's dark skinned too. So I don't even understand. Because like there's like a lot of colorism in the Filipino community, because we're really whitewashed, right? We're really like super colonized, right? It definitely plays a part on the poetry and just like a lot of the art forms, because, you know, being a Filipino in Montreal is like having like 26 identity crisis. It's like at the same time, you know. It's like, I don't know if I'm Filipino, I don't know if I'm Canadian, I don't know if I'm Canadian French or Canadian English, you know. Well, people think I'm Chinese, you know. People think I'm Korean. People think I'm Native American. People think I'm Hawaiian. I feel like in Montreal, like everyone just like comes from different cultures. So at the same time, it's like finding out who you are is like understanding that if you want to be part of Montreal, then you have to accept like you are an amalgamation of all the cultures that surround you, you know, some way or form, you know. 'Cause like even me, sometimes when I speak French, like I'll say like some Haitian slang, and I got that from like my Haitian homies. They would just say Haitian slang like all the time, or like I didn't even know it was Haitian until they were like, yeah, bro, all Haitians speak like that. That's where the French got it from. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I didn't know, because like it was just slang and I heard at school and I started repeating it, you know. I had a conversation with Tom recently. I asked Tom, I was like, yo, are you born to win or are you born to lose? And he was like, yo, I'm born to win, you know? And I told him I was born to lose. And he was like, what do you mean you're born to lose? I told him, yo, based on who I am, the circumstances I grew up in, and you know, like just the way the world works, is that like I'm expected to lose. You know, in that sense. But I told him, like, me being born to lose doesn't mean I can't win. It just means that I can tolerate a loss better.